Hello everyone and welcome on De Papier et de Rêves channel. I'm Ursula and today I will be painting with you some Magnolia flowers. Of course they haven't bloomed right now in Sweden, but I'm using a reference picture from last year. You can see it on the right top corner of the video. And it will be also available on my blog. The link is in the description post below. It's quite a tricky flower to paint because of the colors first. It's white and pink flowers against a blue sky, mostly when it's a nice day. And blue and pink can be tricky to paint together. It can be a bit flat and boring to look at, so I will pay extra attention to my colors so that they are nice and fresh and true to nature. So I've started this painting by painting the sky in a negative painting way. I'm using Cerulean blue because it's a nice baby blue and it has a great texture to it, so it's sufficient to itself. It's a granulating color, and I pair this Cerulean blue with Lunar blue from Daniel Smith, which is also a very granulating color, and it's a darker color with a tint of green in it, so it goes very nicely with the Cerulean blue. And these two colors, Lunar blue and Cerulean blue, are also getting very nicely with my Rosemary Co I'm using right now. And if you don't have this particular color that is Lunar blue from Daniel Smith, you can also use indigo mixed with a little bit of cerulean blue and maybe a little bit of burnt sienna too, in order to tone it down a little bit. And I think you will have quite a similar color to this Lunar blue. And once I've painted all the blue parts, I'm adding a little bit of pink that you see earlier, in fact, and I try to keep the pink quite concentrated on the base of the flowers and let a large space of white between the base of the flower and the sky. Because there is quite a gradient in the petals of these flowers, and I think it's very important to get this white, still white, in order to get the idea of the flowers and keep everything very light. And I'm also focused on getting quite strong edges, but also very soft edges. This variation between edges is quite important to get a little bit more definition in my painting, but also drive the eyes of the spectator into the painting. And that's why I've added some marks with Lunar blue when it was still wet, so that it can blur a little bit and give a nice background, but not strong, too strong. So now my first layer has totally dried, and I can starting to add some details and adding depth and volume to my flowers. And for this little detail, I'm using my dagger shape brush because of its random effect. It's quite nice to have some random marks in this flower to keep the lightness of the petals there. And I'm also quite focused on getting strong edges and soft edges at the same time for the same reason as before. But let's talk about supplies. And for the brushes, I've used an Escoda Aquario number 18 and a Rosemary Co serie 39 half an inch. For the color, I've used Cerulean blue, Quinacridone gold, Rosemary Co, and Lunar blue. And my paper is the Canson Héritage in rough. For the last layer of my painting, I will focus on adding darks in some area in order to make the flower pop a little bit more. And I'm also using a negative technique around the flower to help define them a little bit more. And I'm adding still this lunar blue. It's quite a strange color because when you apply it at first it looks quite dark, but in fact it dry very lighter than when you put it first. So be careful, and you can use a lot of pigments with this color to get this dark bluish color. It's not my first time painting Magnolia, but I think it's my first time achieving something interesting with this subject, because this mix of color is quite tricky for me. Cerulean blue and Rosemary Co can be quite flat together on a painting. So in order to counteract this mix of color, when I'm trying to get a little bit darker pinks, I'm using more lunar blue in my mix, and I do not use cerulean blue at all, so that my violets are a little bit more interesting and a bit darker too. And I think it's also quite interesting to add some warmer color, because Rosemary Co is a cold color, cerulean blue is a cold color, and lunar blue is a weird color but cold mostly. So the use of Quinacridone gold to get a little bit of greens in my painting is a nice contrast between all those cold colors. In fact, there is quite a lot of contrast in this painting, and that's why I think it's working better. There is contrast between light and dark colors, warm and cold colors also, like I said before. And there is contrast between soft edges and hard edges. For example, the top of the flowers on the left top corner is with really hard edges, but inside the flower it's a bit more soft, and there is some petal in my painting that disappear in the background also. So that's another type of contrast. And there is also a contrast between the fine line I can make with my dagger brush and the a bit bolder mark and soft marks I get with my other big brush. It was a really quick painting to paint. I think I've painted for about 20-25 minutes without the drying time. It was quite interesting because I wasn't thinking too much about my painting and my composition. I've worked a little bit the composition before, and you can still see my sketch, my pencil sketch in some areas of my painting, but that's okay. And yes, for some reason it was quite an easy painting today, so that's cool. And before wrapping up this video, I just want to say that some of my paintings are available on my Etsy shop. Please check them out. The link is in the description below. And basically all my paintings are available to buy, so please contact me if you are interested. And this video is now ending. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Please check the blog post if you want more information about it, and tell me what you think in the comments. See you soon.